Shohei Ohtani signing autographs for many adoring fans here at Camelback Ranch. He's in the lineup for the second time this spring as the designated hitter as the Dodgers and Cleveland Guardians meet up in Cactus League play. And hi again, everybody. Along with the Rick Monday, I'm Tim Neverett. Shohei Ohtani is the man they've come to see.
Well, it didn't take him long to get on the scoreboard. That was a home run. It's only a third at bat in spring training. One of the things we're going to look at tonight, the footwork. There's very little stride. It's basically a pivot, lift, and drive. And boy, he can hit it a long way. Gets tremendous backspin on the ball.
Ohtani, maybe 3 at-bats. We'll see. Kirsten will have more on that coming up in just a little bit. But one of the other prized acquisitions in the offseason from Hart High School in Santa Clarita, Tyler Glasnow will make his second spring start.
A power guy with great movement. Last year gave up an earned run average that was low, but the batting average against below 100.
So Tyler Glasnow, he'll be on the hill for the Dodgers. And we say good evening to Kirsten Watson. Kirsten, what's the plan for both?
Thanks, Tim. Well, starting with Tyler Glasnow, the plan for him is to throw 3 innings. Dave Roberts said that, as well as Tyler in his last outing. Was a little nervous, so hopefully he'll kind of have that. The first one's in the book. Be ready for his second one here tonight. Then with Shohei Ohtani, the original plan is for him to go 3 at-bats. But if he happens to hit a home run in his first at-bat, that could very much be it. He told us yesterday that he feels like he's around 20 at-bats right now so far in season. The goal for him is to get to 50, and he feels very confident with only 2 weeks left in spring training that he is going to be all good before the Seoul and South Korea series.
He's must-see TV when he's at the plate. Shohei Ohtani. Kike Hernandez is back. He's in the lineup playing center field. One of the more popular Dodgers in recent years. Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr., where our signature charbroiled burgers are always the star. Boy, what a beautiful evening here in Glendale, Arizona. Camelback Ranch. Happy you're along with us watching Dodger baseball. Tyler Glasnow getting ready to face this Guardians lineup. Brought to you by your Lexus dealers. Stephen Kwan will lead off. Jose Ramirez, the switch hitter, playing third. Josh Naylor at first. Ramon Laureano, Andres Jimenez, and then Gabriel Arias, along with Will Brennan, Austin Hedges, and David Fry round out the Guardians lineup. And here is the first pitch of the ball game from Glasnow. That's down low. Alan Porter calling the balls and strikes tonight. Glasnow last year, 21 appearances, 10-7, 162 strikeouts. So the strikeout number is expected to be pretty big anyway. If you look at his 162 and you put them on the Dodgers list last year, he would have had 25 more strikeouts than any other Dodger pitcher last year. Clayton Kershaw led the way, 137 and 131 and 2/3 innings pitched. Ball and 2 strikes now to Stephen Kwan. And Shohei Ohtani, he will hit second in the bottom of the first inning. 1-2 pitch.
For Glasnow last year, there are only 4 pitchers in baseball that threw a higher percentage of first pitch strikes, almost 70%. So he did not fall behind a lot of accounts. The other thing that he brings on too, Tim, you talk about, well, postseason experience. Well, he's made 4 different trips to postseason, and that plays rather large. It is a different animal after you complete 162 and then you go against the best.
Glasnow's 2-2 offer. He got him. Barnes has to complete the strikeout, throwing it down to Freeman. So strikeout at 2-3. And Glasnow begins his night with a K.
Well, he started on Saturday as well, went an inning and 2/3. But that fastball, he averages over 96 miles an hour. But you just saw a very good pitch on the breaking stuff. So hitters will expand the strike zone, especially with 2 strikes on them.
Jose Ramirez, always been a really good player for Cleveland. Hits from both sides of the plate. Batting left-handed here tonight against the right-hander Glasnow. Dave Roberts talking to Max Muncy. We understand Max will be in the lineup again tomorrow after he was hit on the hand a couple of days ago by a pitch. X-rays were negative, and he's ready to get back in there.
Always scary when a hitter gets hit in the hands anywhere.
There's the 1-1. Ooh, that's popped in there for a strike.
Well, I've already seen a couple of swings and misses, and something that Glasnow did a lot last year. In fact, 3rd best in Major League Baseball swing and miss last year.
1-2. That's fouled off. Yeah, you talk about the swing and miss. Just on the curveball alone, he had over 50% swings and misses. That's when you know you're going right. When that breaking ball is getting a swing and miss half the time you throw it.
Well, especially when you're throwing about 97 on average.
They got him. Strikeout number 2 for Tyler Glasnow.
Hello, goodbye. Back-to-back breaking balls as far as the strikeout pitch. So you get ahead, then you finish them off.
Great example of his big curveball. He hopes to give opposition hitters a lot of fits with that in the National League West. Josh Naylor, first baseman, Mississauga, Ontario.
Big season last year, career year. Even though he missed a month of the season with an oblique issue towards the end of the year.
Swing and a miss, 1-1. Yeah, Naylor started with the Padres. He was a pretty good player with the Padres, but came into his own with Cleveland. Has been a fixture in their lineup for a number of years now. 1-1. Of course, his brother Bo is a catcher. And with Cleveland as well. They were both, Bo was with Team Canada in the World Baseball Classic. And now that count 2-2.
Fastball, gas.
Tyler's 2-2 offer. Bounce down to first. Freddie's got it. Long toss to Glasnow covering, and an easy 1-2-3 top of the first. Good look for Tyler Glasnow as he starts his night. Last night broke up a no-hitter too. That was over in Goodyear against the Cincinnati Reds. Takes a strike from Carlos Carrasco, who had spent quite a bit of time with the Cleveland organization last year with the Mets. And he veteran guy, came up with the Phillies organization, signed as a teenager out of Venezuela. 1 ball, 1 strike to Mookie Betts. 307 last year, 107 runs batted in. Swings, hits a hot shot down to short. Gabriel Arias is there. He throws him out. And there's 1 gone. Mookie's reached base in all 5 games he's played this spring, so he'll be up a couple more times. And now Ohtani. That's a photo moment. Everybody have their cameras out. Look at that. First pitch to Shohei is inside.
Well, there's a lot of reasons, because he's a wonderful study on control, balance, and then you add the power that goes with it. I mentioned the top in the open about the fact is that look at the front foot. Very little stride. It's more of a pivot and a weight transfer. But he takes batting practice as if it's the 7th game of the World Series. There's a little toe tap. He turns. Had a big sweep. But mentioned also with that home run he hit 3rd at bat in spring training. Tremendous backspin.
2-1 pitch. Now it's 2-2. He asks for time. He gets it from Alan Porter, the home plate umpire. Mike Malinsky, Dexter Kelly, and Steven Jasinski on the bases. And nobody wants to miss a thing that Shohei does. He is certainly the most followed player in Major League Baseball. 3-2. Full count to the Dodger designated hitter. Carrasco's pitch. Walked him. Shohei aboard. We get to see him run to first base and be on the bases for the first time this spring.
Don't let his size, and I mean he's a big guy. He's a mountain of a man. But I think the Dodgers, one of the things that they have talked about is his base running. I mean he has some speed to go with it.
Yeah, we've only seen him on base taking the Cadillac trot because he's got 1 hit and that's a home run. Now Freddie Freeman batting in the 3rd spot. First ball swinging, fouls it off. What are your thoughts on the way the batting order is constructed with Ohtani 2nd and Freeman moving out of the 2nd spot into the 3-hole?
Yeah, you got back-to-back left-handed batters with Ohtani and Freeman. Then Hernandez getting his first start since coming back to the Dodgers, followed by another lefty, that being Jason Hayward.
0-2 to Freddie.
I think Dave Roberts looks at it. I mean, Freeman handled left-handed pitching very well. Ohtani, he's going to hold his own as well. You'll have Will Smith in the 4 spot, then probably Max Muncy, another left-handed hitter, in the 5 position.
Throw to first and diving back safely is Ohtani. Ohtani's got great speed, as you talked about. He has the great ability to steal bases too. And Freddie hammers this one to right field. Going back toward the corner is Brennan, and he bobbles it, but is able to hang on. Brennan went over there and got it on the warning track.
The other thing we noticed about Ohtani is slightly different type of a leadoff. He has an open stance, if you will. In other words, he's opened up where that crossover step from his left foot across the right to make his way to second base. You can clear out that front side a little bit more.
Here's Kike back with the Dodgers. Just rejoined him this week. First ball swinging, fouls it away. Yeah, the thing about Ohtani maybe stealing more bags this year, he's not pitching this year. So doesn't have to worry about tiring himself out on the bases and then have to go back to the mound. So I would think we're going to see him run more.
See that open stance that he has a little bit. Here's the other part too, Tim. Ohtani is on base. He doesn't have to steal a lot of bases. He's at first. Why? Well, here's another avenue to look at it. The first baseman is going to be holding him on. That opens up the right side for the left-handed hitting Freddie Freeman as well.
Another good point. Yeah, Freddie can get some more balls to that right side on the ground. And then Ohtani goes first to third.
And it's the same way Betts is on first base and Ohtani is hitting. That right side of the infield is going to be open, more so with the first baseman holding the runner.
1-1 pitch. Kike will take a strike.
So the batting order is a big deal for managers and front offices to be able to figure out. You know, it used to be, well, we're going to have speed at the top of the order. We're going to have a contact hitter, maybe a hit and run guy at the number 2 spot. Well, the hit and run is not really in the arsenal of teams much anyway right now.
Kike wearing number 8. That's the number he got when he got back to the Dodgers at the trading deadline last year when he came over from Boston. The number that he had worn in the meantime was retired. Number 14 was retired for Gil Hodges. So he was not able to wear that number that he had worn his previous stint with the Dodgers. Pitch fouled back. Gil Hodges went in the Hall of Fame 2 summers ago.
Hernandez is one of the larger additions of arm guards on the left arm.
2 outs. Ohtani at first. 1-2, hit hard toward the hole. That is scooped up by Ramirez. He'll go the short way, and they'll get the force out at second base. So 1 inning done, no score in Glendale. No score. We head to the top of the second inning. A lot of fun out there in the grassy areas and right and left field. They are pretty well packed up tonight. Tyler Glasnow deals low to Ramon Laureano. Laureano in center field had been running around the outfield covering ground in Oakland for the Athletics for a while before heading to Cleveland. There's no question that Laureano can cover the ground. He's a pretty good defensive outfielder. Has a very strong throwing arm too. Glasnow trying to retire him. He faced 3 in the top of the first, struck out 2. And he is now ahead of Laureano, a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, that curveball, we saw a couple of strikeouts in the first inning, and it's worth mentioning. 0.95 average against the curveball last year. Only Blake Snell, who's still looking for a team to sign with, had a lower average on that hook. Speaking of hooks, another one. So from a hitter standpoint, you've already seen a couple of very good curveballs, then a fastball that's about 97 miles an hour. Glasnow has movement of the ball, and if you're a hitter, look out. You see a guy that stands 6'8" to begin with.
Guy that grew a foot in high school between his sophomore and junior year. Grew a full foot. Finished his high school days at 6'7". At Hart High School, Santa Clarita, where his senior year there, now think about it, in the high school season, he punched out 99 opposing hitters. And he had an ERA of 1.25. And that was enough to get him drafted in the 5th round by Pittsburgh, where he came up and developed. They thought he'd be a strikeout pitcher there when he was coming up to that organization. And it wasn't until he got to Tampa Bay and he went over there in the deal that allowed Pittsburgh to acquire Chris Archer. It was Glasnow and Austin Meadows and a minor leaguer named Shane Baz. He was a hard throwing pitcher. But the jewel of the entire trade is the guy pitching tonight. Throws his 8th pitch of the at bat to Laureano there, and it's a full count, 3-2. Just before spring training, Glasnow went up to visit the baseball team at Hart, and he walks Laureano, and the leadoff man is aboard. So he got to go back to his school and talk to the current players, and kind of a nice day, great day for the kids. Nobody out and a man aboard. The batter is Andres Jimenez. Last year, .251 hitter, 15 home runs for the Guardians. It's in the air to center and playable for Kike Hernandez. He's drifting under it. Will make the catch. Laureano thought about tagging for a moment, but Kike got that ball in quickly, and there's one out.
Yeah, good defense on the fundamentals. Hernandez knew that the runner is probably going to be tagging. That ball was hit almost to the warning track. Kike stayed back behind it, momentum coming in, and then the strong throw. You get rid of in a hurry, it stops runners.
Gabriel Arias, the shortstop, with 1 out and 1 on. Go to first. Laureano jumps back. Dave Roberts was asked about Kike Hernandez in center field, and was that going to mean reduced playing time or a platoon situation for James Outman? And he said no. He said James is going to play against lefties. Not every lefty, he said, but he said Kike can play all over the place, so there's going to be at bats for him, some in center field. But he does not see a platoon situation at this point in time. That Outman would be the everyday guy. There goes Laureano. This one fouled back.
It is going to be a platoon situation in right field unless something really changes. And the reason is, we talked about it, Outman's going to be in center field, no question about it. But Jason Hayward, who's in right, left-handed hitter, had only 28 plate appearances against lefties last year, which means that Kike Hernandez and or Chris Taylor is going to have the option to be, hey, I'm the guy to play there.
Might see some Teoscar Hernandez over there. Pitch foul back. An interesting thing about left field in the lineup tonight, Miguel Vargas is in left field. He's been out there quite a bit, worked hard in the offseason to get ready defensively, and he'd like a shot at that left field spot.
Yeah, and Vargas has already made 1 diving catch here in spring.
0-2. Did Arias go? Yes, he did on appeal. He's out. 3rd strikeout for Tyler Glasnow.
Do you get the feeling that Glasnow, when he got ready for this game, he said, look, I'm going to work on the curveball tonight, and that's the luxury of spring training. You know, you're in a ball game, yes, you like to do the best you can, but this is a practice session. Let's work maybe on the breaking ball tonight. Maybe the next time is going to be something else.
And he joined us on the air after his last outing on Saturday, joined Kirsten, and he said he wasn't really happy with the way that his first outing went. He went 1 2/3 against the Angels, allowed 4 hits. So in between starts in spring training, you know you're not going to be in the game all that long. We're expecting 3 innings out of Glasnow tonight, so you got to get your work in here. And so far, as you pointed out, the curveball really happens to be the pitch of emphasis tonight. Mark Pryor and Conor McGregor look on. Guys who work with the pitchers. Throw to first, and Laureano steps back. Oh, 1. There goes Laureano on a check swing foul. It's now strike 2. Laureano's had a couple of false starts over there.
He should be loose.
Run him.
So 2 strikes on Brennan. Last year, the opposition hit only 107 against Tyler Glasnow when they had 2 strikes on them. It's the second highest, or the second lowest, I should say, second best in Major League Baseball. Glasnow gets the ball hit on the ground to Freeman. He plays a true hop off the grass, steps on the bag, and that's that. Cleveland will leave one. We go to the bottom of the second. No score at Camelback Ranch. Watch MLB.tv and stream 250 plus spring training games and every out-of-market game live or on demand. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Jason Hayward against Carlos Carrasco. Strike 1 delivered to Jay Hay. Right field tonight.
What a wonderful addition Jason Hayward was to the Dodgers last year.
When he signed, there were no guarantees he'd make the club.
No.
He had to come in and earn it, and he did. Tyler Glasnow, so far so good for him. Just 1 base runner allowed. And 3 strikeouts over 2 innings. For Glasnow, the 3rd inning figures to be his final inning of the game. Here's Carrasco's 1-2. Inside 2-2. Might remember Carrasco in 2019 was diagnosed with leukemia. He was shut down by Cleveland in May. They knew about it then, but he finally revealed it in July. And got the necessary treatment, worked hard at coming back, and was actually back on the mound that year on the 3rd of September. He has been okay to pitch ever since.
Yeah, he was with Cleveland from 2009 to 20. So he returns after 3 years of the New York Mets. Also had surgery on a fractured finger last September.
He had a couple of stints on the IL last year. Fouled up the right side by Hayward. He only went 3-8 last year. ERA was 6.80, which was not very good for him.
It's a little strange as a right-handers hit almost 330 against him.
Yeah. Hayward pops this one up left side. Ramirez long run, but it's going to drift over the netting and get in the seats. But the year before, 2022, not a bad year at all. 15-7 for the Mets in 2022. 3.97 is earned run average, but again last year working around a couple of injuries, one that, as you mentioned, that needed surgery. And it just wasn't his season, that's for sure. This year back with Cleveland as a non-roster invite. And Hayward giving him a battle. So Hayward earned his spot last year with the Dodgers and then was pretty good. And then June 20th he caught fire. Something happened after that date. He hit 300. So from June 20th on, his 300 average was the 16th best overall in the National League during that span. He's getting ready for the 10th pitch of the at bat. He'll get an 11th.
Whatever it was in June, hit 178, but in August he was lights out, 327. Hit almost 300 in September as well.
Full count pitch. On the ground to second. Waiting is Jimenez. He throws on to first. And Hayward battled him. He is out. 4-3. One gone now for the Dodgers. So bring up the catcher Austin Barnes. Barnes fouls this one away. Barnes getting the start tonight. Will Smith had the start last night over in Goodyear against the Reds.
Look at his story about the Guardians earlier today and their starting pitching in particular. He had 14 different starting pitching, and the article was talking about, well, that's a high number. Well, the Dodgers had 17 that made starts for them last year.
It's a lot of starters. Down to short, backhanded by Arias. Stretched by Naylor gets him. 2 down.
What Cleveland does have, as we understand, 2 spots open in their bullpen. So this is going to be really up for grabs for the couple of guys.
Miguel Rojas with 2 outs and nobody on. No, it is strange seeing a Cleveland team come in and no Terry Francona, who retired. And Stephen Vogt is now the manager of the Guardians, his first year. Recently retired from playing.
Yeah, he's just a year off of the active roster.
Yeah.
Francona, the manager, for 11 years with Cleveland, made it to postseason 6 different times, and one of the delightful people. And Terry, since he was about 14.
Swinging bunt. And he's safe. A base hit for Rojas. Check swing roller.
Doesn't matter how, they still count the same amount. That's the infield playing back as far as you can get.
That's going to do it for Carrasco. Vogt comes out to get him. So his night is done after an inning and 2/3. Miguel Vargas will come to the plate for the Dodgers when we come back. Tonight in Arizona, Cactus League action continuing. Game number 9 for the Dodgers. No score, bottom of the second inning. And a pitching change for the Guardians as right-hander Hunter Stanley has come into the game. Last year in Double-A, 24 starts, 26 appearances overall. Good strikeout guy, 108 of those, 119 innings pitched. Miguel Vargas with Miguel Rojas at first base. Stanley's first pitch. That's in for a strike. Good to see Miguel this spring not be restricted like he was at the beginning of last spring when he had a hand injury and was told the first few games that he went to the plate, don't swing. Do not swing. And we were over in Maryville. First game was against the Brewers. They knew it. They knew he wasn't going to swing, and he still walked.
Statue of Liberty at bats.
There are actually 4 different times when he was told not to swing, just go up and track pitches, that he walked. And the opposition pitcher knew he wasn't going to swing, which is remarkable. Stanley's 1-1. Inside.
Vargas, one of the problems, talked about it the other day, is that he had around 90% of his called strikeouts were pitches away. They try and go away right there, which tells me something. Is that, well, does he know where the outside corner is located?
Three 1 now. It's 3-2. Well, the more we see him at the plate, the more we'll find out together. I'm sure that's one of the things that he had focused on.
I think he also learned a great deal about himself and the game last year. It was a painful classroom.
There goes Rojas for second, swing and a miss. And Vargas strikes out. So no runs, a hit, 1 man left. And after 2 full, scoreless at Camelback Ranch.
presented by authority of the Los Angeles Dodgers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Dodgers.
Top of the third inning. Tyler Glasnow begins what we expect to be his final inning on the hill here in his second Cactus League appearance. Facing the catcher Austin Hedges. Hedges had been with Cleveland before, but was with Pittsburgh and then ended up right place, right time last year, backing up in Texas. Over there for the last part of the year.
His timing was perfect.
They got a championship out of it.
Yep.
But now back to work for the Guardians. He gets ahead of Tyler. 2 balls in, no strikes. His one hit was a home run, and that's so far in the spring. He's not always been known as the biggest offensive catcher, but he will pop one out of the yard every now and then. Oh, snapped in there for a strike. 3-1. What have you liked so far out of Glasnow?
Well, curveball in the first inning was relentless. Struck out 2 of the 3. In fact, all 3 strikeouts have been on a breaking pitch tonight. So early in the game, that appeared to be the pitch. And here in the third inning, not as much.
Well, 3-2 here. Does he go gas or does he go to the breaking ball?
If you're a hitter and a pitcher throws 97, you better not be looking for something off speed, because it'll zip right past you.
Gas.
Yep.
Strike 3, his 4th strikeout.
Still got past him. First punch out on the heater tonight. That also had movement. I mean, you start to just think about it. Guy stands 6'8" to begin with, gets full extension, throws a fastball 96, 97, and then as a right-handed batter, the ball is going away from you.
David Fry takes a healthy cut and misses. Fry, the designated hitter, batting 9th.
Got his first call up to the big leagues last May.
It's popped up. Austin Barnes giving it a look. So is Chris Owings. It's going to drift into the seats, however.
Yep.
That's a great catch. That's why you bring the glove. One of the many reasons.
Yeah, he wasn't the first one that touched it. There were some guys that had the opportunity. This game looks really easy to play while you're watching it. So guys just behind the Dodgers on deck circle realize it's not that easy. That ball landed on the ground untouched to begin with.
You know, so never forget that either. It'll be something that we etched in our memory for forever. Two-strike pitch, and he got him to chase. Another punch out for Glasnow. It's his 5th of the game.
This one just no contest. I mean, you're trying to make sure, and hitters will do that. Having been a victim, good fastball gets thrown by you. You're a little bit late, so okay, I'm going to start a little earlier. And then you get the bender, and you're so far out in front, there's no way to stop it.
And the hitters have all swung at every strikeout. He has not struck out anybody looking, so they've been aggressive up there. They're seeing the baseball, but they have not been able to make contact. Stephen Kwan, his 2nd time up, strikeout victim in the 1st. He's got a strike in on him there, 1-1.
When Kwan strikes out, you start to pay attention. He had the lowest strikeout rate in baseball last year. It was at 10% was all.
In the air to left. Vargas camped out. 1, 2, 3. So for 3 innings, Glasnow just 1 over the minimum. He's walked 1, but struck out 5. And a very good outing for Tyler Glasnow. Season ticket memberships now on sale. All memberships include exclusive access to opening day, postseason tickets, exclusive member-only events, team store discounts, and so much more. Visit Dodgers.com/membership. Along with Rick Monday, Tim Neverett with you, Kirsten Watson also. Happy you're watching Dodger baseball with us from Arizona. Tyler Beede pitched for the Pirates in 2022. Non-roster invite for Cleveland on the hill. Third pitcher used. And Chris Owings is the batter. Batting ninth. It'll be Owings, Betts, and Ohtani batting in the Dodger third. Beaty's pitch missing for ball two. Beede out of Vanderbilt. Former first-round pick of the Blue Jays in 2011. Out of high school, didn't sign. There's a ground ball up the middle and a base hit. And Owings is aboard with Betts and Ohtani coming up. Here's Mookie 0 for 1, grounded to short first time up. His on-base percentage so far in spring training is over 500. He's reached in every game he's played in. Again last night, his first spring homer. Beaty's pitch to Betts. I'm telling you, Beede was a first rounder by the Blue Jays in 2011. Didn't sign. He went to Vanderbilt and was a first rounder 3 years later by the Giants. One of those rare guys who drafted in the first round multiple times. Vanderbilt right in Mookie Betts' backyard from Brentwood, Tennessee. Around the corner from Nashville. Mookie waits, and the 1-1 coming. There goes Owings for second. Pitch is a strike, and Owings is in. Stolen base for Owings.
A lot of different dimensions that Owings will bring to the table. He's had the quick hands we saw in that line drive base hit that he had, and now some speed on top of it. A good jump.
One and two the count. In the air to right. This will be playable for Brennan. He'll make the catch. Owings bluffs, and Brennan, wow, a shoulder high strike to Ramirez at third base. That was a pretty good throw by Will Brennan.
Yeah, that was a throw. You don't have to worry about the cutoff man. You're going right to the bag. And Beede was backing up to throw over third base as well.
So one out, and here is Shohei Ohtani. Walked his first time up. First pitch to Ohtani. Outside ball one. On the corner for a strike.
Ohtani wears something on the back of his right hand that I don't know why more hitters don't wear them. That's protection, folks. If you get hit on the hand, it's not going to hurt you, not going to break a bone.
I'm sure you can hear the reaction.
Don't need replay on that one.
Where's the challenge system when you need it? Now the 1-2. 2-2 now.
Hedges is trying to play a little cat and mouse and move the glove inside, tap the glove, trying to get the hitter to say, oh, I hear him inside. You can actually hear sometimes and feel a catcher if they're coming in on you. Then they went away.
2-2 pitch to Ohtani. Outside, full count.
Well, he'll come back with another curveball.
Well, no breaks for pitchers in this lineup. You got Freddie Freeman waiting next. 1 out. Owings at second base, and the 3-2 pitch from Beatty to Ohtani. To the right side it goes, and that's going to be into right field. Rounding third is Owings. He will score, and the Dodgers lead it 1-0.
Well, he tried to come inside to Ohtani. He got the help also. That ball may have hit right at the lip of the grass, where it goes from the dirt to the grass. Took a little higher bounce than anticipated. But there, and especially with 2 strikes, the pivot on the right toe, very little as far as the stride, and it did indeed hit right at that lip.
Freddie Freeman 1 out, and Ohtani at first.
You know, that ball inside too, Tim, quick story is looking at a lot of research. That's where guys tried to go with Ohtani last year. Tie him up inside. That's all well and good. But if you miss inside, uh-oh, because the ball's out over the plate.
Yeah, Ohtani has 2 hits now in spring training. Both have come with 2 strikes. And considering his average last year with 2 strikes on him was under 200, that's a good sign out of the gate. Small sample size, but very small. There's Freeman. Will hit the ground ball toward the middle. It's picked up by the second baseman Jimenez onto Arias. On to Naylor at first, and that is an inning-ending double play. But the Dodgers get a run on 2 hits, and after 3, they lead it 1-0. Tyler Glasnow's evening is finished. 47 pitches. Got to be feeling pretty good about his work here tonight, Mo. 3 innings, no hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts.
And he had the curveball working. A lot of swings and misses. He had a couple of 3-ball counts, but obviously early in the game, in first inning in particular, it was the breaking ball, but hey, don't overlook the fastball.
Well, Nabil Chrismat takes over. Former Padre. Plays Jose Ramirez to start things off. Last year in Oklahoma City. He starts 23 appearances overall. Caught up to Nabil today in the clubhouse, chatted with him for a while, and he was really thrilled to be with the Dodgers organization. He loves everything available to him. As, Ramirez needs a new bat. Throws that away, but Chrismat gets the strikeout. and there's one out. But he loves all the tools that are available to him here in the Dodger organization. He says the coaching's been incredible.
Pretty good toss of the bat right there.
Yeah. Josh Naylor. All one to him. I asked Nabil, I said, did the coaches, did they talk to you about anything different that you'd been doing? Anything that they wanted you to try that was different? And he said, well, they recognize that I could have a better changeup, and he said the changeup right now is feeling really good, better than it has in the past. So he's been pretty happy with the way that his changeup's coming out of his hand. This one is drilled deep to right, but back there to get it is Hayward in front of the warning track. A long out off the bat of Josh Naylor. 2 down.
Quick update on the Dodgers starting pitching so far. Yes, this is spring training, but nonetheless, the Dodgers starting pitching. They've given up just 3 earned runs in 16 1/3 innings.
Paul Laureano, he was the only guy to reach base against Glasnow. He walked and was stranded in the 2nd inning. Low starting pitching numbers pretty good, huh?
Not bad. Yes, it's spring, but it's better than saying, well, the starting pitching is 7.5.
Yeah. I mean, you got to start somewhere on the calendar.
But the progression of the pitchers. We're starting now. We're already into week 2 of actual games. So position players, they don't need a whole lot of extra at bats. Oh, yes. Some would like to have 50 at bats. No question about that. But it does not take as long for position players to get ready as it does for the pitchers. You just don't want to put the wear and tear on the arms, stress and strain.
Chris Matt delivering 2-2.
And with the Dodgers leaving the country, they'll leave on the 14th and go to South Korea. 2 exhibition games and 2 games that count for the regular season against the San Diego Padres.
22 is low. He walked it.
So with an earlier arrival, the pitchers can get a head start on trying to stretch things out a bit.
Andres Jimenez, the second baseman.
He really broke out his career a couple of years ago and then signed that big extension over $100 million. Cleveland, by the way, did you notice that they pushed the start time back on their home opener for an unusual reason? The total solar eclipse.
Is that right? And Chris Matt strikes out Jimenez.
We'll talk more about it.
Yeah.
Astronomers out there. Yeah. It's going to be a total solar eclipse coming up.
1-0 Dodgers, bottom of the fourth. Center fielder Kike Hernandez to lead off. Tyler Beede remains in the ball game for Cleveland. And first pitch to Kike. Grounded to third. That's fair and down the line. He'll turn first, head to second. And Kike Hernandez in with a first pitch stand-up double. What dance is it going to be?
Is it a carryover from last year? The breaking ball down and in, and just does stay fair.
Make him up as you go along. That ball had to have something on it, because for Ramirez to not get to that on his backhand, he's usually pretty good on his backhand. That ball just zipped past him. Now Hayward takes up. So you were saying before we went to break.
I left you with a total solar eclipse.
Yes,
and for the Guardians, they consulted astronomers and they moved the start time back for their home opener. So it has not happened as total solar eclipse in Northeast Ohio since 1866.
So they were due.
So if you want to see the next one in that area of the country, make plans early, because it will take place in 2444 on the 8th of April. So it'll be the first one that they experience in Northeast Ohio. A total solar eclipse since 1866.
When's the next one? 24 what?
2444. Exact date, April 8th.
Put it on my calendar. There's a swing and a miss, and Hayward is out on strikes. One down.
But I saw that and I said, oh, and it was a headline. They had moved their starting time back. So maybe they went from a day game to a night game. They're moving it back a few hours.
Austin Barnes with Kike Hernandez at second base. Dodgers with runners in scoring position so far in spring training have been very good. 342 average. You'd say, well, okay, well, what does that mean? Well, it's the best average for the first week plus in spring training, both Cactus League and Grapefruit League, of any team with runners in scoring position. Again, small sample size, but you got to start somewhere.
It is a sample.
2-0 to Austin Barnes. Kike Hernandez leads at second. Dodgers a 1-0 lead. 1 out. And the 2-0. 3-0. Now I know that, you know, it wasn't exactly a solar eclipse, but it had something to do with the lunar surface. When you were at the plate one time in your playing career, and the crowd in Anaheim erupted. They were just cheering, and you're figuring for a second, well, what did I do?
I had done nothing. 1969. The reason? They landed on the moon.
And it was up on the scoreboard and alerting the fans when you were at the plate. That's up the middle. Great backhand stop. Jimenez throws on to first. Wow, what a tremendous play by Andres Jimenez at second.
Boy, that's a big play right there. Saves a run. Yeah, when that happens, put up on the scoreboard many years ago, no one on the field knew what was taking place. Boy, that's just a dandy play right there. You go in the outfield that far and still have presence of mind to make the play and have strong enough throwing arm. What a dandy.
Miguel Rojas, the batter. Runner at third, 2 down. I do know, though, that you played in games where the sun did pause the games up in Montreal at Jerry Park, right?
Yeah, first baseman. I remember when Ron Fairley was with the Expos and a runner was at first base. Ron Fairley used to flip down glasses, and he had the glasses down because the throw from the pitcher on a pickoff would be directly in line with the sun, because it was a small stadium there were not stands in that particular area, so sunset was treacherous for the first baseman, including throws from the third baseman that were high.
You needed those glasses to be as thick as a welder's mask,
Yeah.
right?
But I also played night game in Fairbanks, Alaska, with the Alaska Gold Panthers. After my freshman year in college, they play the midnight sun game. They do not turn on the lights.
Don't need them, right?
Don't need them. I mean, it's a little dark.
Was Tom Seaver on that team with you up there?
Yes. Gary Sutherland, and also went on to have a major league career, terrific scout for a number of years. But yes, Tom was on that team.
2-2 to Miguel Rojas. 3-2 now.
Seaver wasn't bad then either.
I'll bet. Let's see. You were at Arizona State. He was at where, USC.
Yep.
You guys probably had a pretty decent ball club up there. Kike leading at third, 2 down. Payoff pitch. And Rojas goes down swinging. Well, the Dodgers come up empty after the leadoff double by Kike Hernandez. First 40,000 fans in attendance at Dodger Stadium March 31st rather. March 30th, that is. Let's get it right. Will receive a Freddie Freeman bobblehead presented by Bank of America. Tickets and information, Dodgers.com/promotions. That's March 30th. First ball swinging. Owings charging. Tried the bare hand. And Gabriel Arias is going to be aboard. Field single.
Nice boys. Nice boys.
The ball was hit pretty firm, wasn't it?
Pretty firm, and did Owings have more time than what he had anticipated having. I think if he had to do it again, he would have fielded with a glove with 2 hands and thrown.
Will Brennan, the right fielder, facing Nabil Chris Matt. Hunter Fiducia's in to catch now. Austin Barnes is done for the evening, so Fiducia catching. A couple of other changes to tell you about. So Alex Freeland has replaced Miguel Rojas at shortstop. Drew Avens is in center field, and Joe Vitrano is the new first baseman. Those are your changes. So Freeland getting a chance at short tonight. We've been seeing a lot of Trey Sweeney. Yeah, he went around, says Alan Porter.
Off-speed pitch. You commit, can't hold up. You see Freeland, the shortstop, infield playing to pull.
Runner goes. Pitch is low for a ball. Throw down by Fiducia, not in time.
Well, Freeland picked that one hopper clean. Stop her from going into center field. So you want to be quick with the hands. Watch this pick.
Saw where he was lined up to in front of the bag. Will Brennan will take a strike here.
Arias had ideas of taking off for third right there as well.
What Major League umpires are going to use as a point of emphasis this year is a rule that's already in the books on obstruction. And they'll be looking at second base too, as Brennan will take a walk down to first. 2 on, nobody out. But basically what the message is if you're covering second, if you're a shortstop or second baseman covering second, you're going to cover the bag either in front of it by straddling it or behind it. You cannot block the bag anymore. Otherwise it'll be called obstruction and the runner will be safe.
Yeah, you cannot go down on a knee and with the lower part of your leg to block the path of the runner going into the bag.
Austin Hedges, the Cleveland catcher. Strike 1.
And if you do, the runner will advance to the next base.
So trying to crack down on that. I mean, they've done that at the plate. Rule 7.13. There goes the runner to third. No throw by.
That's exactly what I talked about. Arias on the first pitch, after he reached second base, was thinking about taking off. That's why I mentioned it. If you're not going to pay attention to them, they are going to rob you blind.
Double steal. You know, we look at all the things that the Dodgers do really well, and also when something stands out on the other side, it gets pointed out. That's a strike as Hedges stepped out. He didn't get time though. So free strike for Chrisman. But one of the things the Dodgers struggled with last year was throwing out runners. Stolen bases were up all over baseball. It wasn't just the Dodgers who were victimized. There were base runners all over the place last year. The highest percentage in Major League history of stolen bases. Bigger bags have contributed to that. Hedges chases and strikes out. 1 gone. Third strikeout for Chrisman tonight.
We saw a lot of strikeouts last night. That's the 8th. Remember Cleveland to strike out. 11 in the game. Of course, last night was a who's who in strikeouts. 25 combined. Dodgers and the Reds.
Now 1 out. The Dodgers will bring the infield in. David Fry, the batter. Likelihood of the contact play being on here with 1 out is greater than with nobody out. So the infield comes in. Arias is at third. Brennan at second. Dodgers single run came in the 3rd inning. Owings a base hit. He was driven in by Shohei Ohtani. And a ground ball through into center, a base hit. And the Guardians are going to get 2 out of this. Right up the middle to the drawn-in infield. Arias and Brennan both score, and Cleveland takes the lead 2-1 on a David Fry hit.
The Dodgers got their first run, their only run, thanks in part to a double and some timely hitting. And for Cleveland, they get the extra run as a result of stolen base.
That's going to be it for Nabil Chrismat. Dave Roberts comes out to get him. Nabil had a good 4th and gives up the 2 runs here in the 5th. And a southpaw coming on to replace him when we return. Kike Hernandez, Austin Barnes, all heading up to the clubhouse here at Camelback Ranch. Ben Harris comes on, left-hander, pitched in Tulsa last year. Seen him throw a little bit already in the spring. He is on the hill now with one out and one on for Stephen Kwan. Delivers that pitch up high, ball one. Kwan so far tonight is 0 for 2. He struck out swinging in the first, flied to left in the third. There's one on the inside edge for a strike. And we were talking about the stolen bases a little while ago, Mo. Last year through the month of June, the Dodgers had allowed 101, which was the most in Major League Baseball, but they tuned it up some. It got a little better because after June they allowed only 41, which was the fourth fewest in Major League Baseball. So from July on, they allowed far fewer.
And it's not just on the catching. You know, the pitching has to get rid of the baseball. We're talking about that magical number, 1.3 seconds or less. Time that leaves the pitcher's hand to get to the catcher with the runners on base.
Yeah, I mean, if the first base coach leans into your ear and says 1-5, you're going. 1-3. Probably not.
The Dodgers had a couple of guys last year that were right around 2 seconds.
Slice to left, Vargas behind it. 2 down.
If you're the runner and the first base coach comes over and says 2 seconds, you might as well tell him goodbye and you see him in a few minutes because you're off and running.
I'll see your counterpart at third.
Yeah. Sandy Alomar Jr. coaching at first for Cleveland.
He is a fixture in that organization. Great catcher. So Ramirez, third baseman, struck out twice so far tonight. And Ben Harris kicks and fires. In the air, right center. That's a long run for Drew Avens, and he gets there. Boy, did he have a super jump on that baseball. Cut it right off the bat. Drew Avens, solid defensive play. Two hits for Cleveland, 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers. Tyler Beede remains on for Cleveland, facing Miguel Vargas. So 8, 9, and 1 due up. Mookie Betts will get another at bat. Shohei Ohtani still in the dugout. And if he were to hit, it would be 4th this inning. Mookie talking to Robert Van Scoyoc, the hitting coach. Vargas pops it fouling on a play. 0-2 to Miguel Vargas. Mookie was out here early today. They hit on the field here at Camelback Ranch. Typically in Arizona, they don't hit on the field on game days because the complexes are so close together. They just hit there. They hit in the backfields or in the cages or whatnot, and then go and play. Basically a show and go in Arizona. But they had it set up for BP today, and there were a lot of guys out, including Mookie Betts this afternoon.
From a hitter standpoint, it's just nice to kind of move things around. Instead of the redundancy of hitting on one of the backfields, come over to the main stadium. Take some hacks.
Yeah, Vargas was in that group too. He's at the plate with a 1-2 count, and Beatty delivers. A little high. Two-two pitch. Got him. Inside corner. And Miguel Vargas is out on strikes for the second time tonight. He's 0 for 2.
Well, the target was outside. The pitch was inside.
Chris Owings is 1 for 1 with a stolen base and a run scored. Beatty's pitch to Owings. 1-0. Shohei Ohtani, he is waiting on the dugout step, but somebody's going to get on in order for him to hit. In this inning, anyway. And that'll happen as this one is sliced to right. Owings, big turnaround first. He's heading for second. Hit first dive. He beats it. Throw off line. And a leg double for Chris Owings.
Breaking ball, inside and out swing. Hit the bag at first perfectly. It's one of the reasons he was able to go. Nice decoy also at second base, standing there as if the throw is not that close. A lot closer than it really was. But Owens just digging around head first in there.
And Ryan Ward is going to come on and pinch run for him. So Owings is done for the night. And Ward comes out of the dugout. He'll play the rest of the game. Mookie Betts 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded out and flied out. Tying run in scoring position. Mookie takes ball 1. Runners in scoring position in 2023. Mookie had the second best average in the National League, third best in Major League Baseball. He hit .383 overall with runners in scoring position. And with men on, no matter where they were, .332. That was fourth in the National League.
Betts hit the home run last night in the 6th inning. And it looked as if as soon as he hit it, he didn't think he had gotten enough of it. Looked a little dejected. Well, he perked up going around the bases.
Strike call. Beatty took a little off that pitch, and it's 1-2.
Hitters know when they've just not quite squared it up as much as they would like to. It's a different feel.
And a 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Well, Ohtani said that Tuesday. He hit a towering fly ball to left, and it carried out. After the game, he was asked if he thought it was going to go out. He said not really. He said, but he said he thought it was the Arizona factor, the reason it left the ballpark.
I think it was the strength factor along with it.
I do too. 3-2 now to Mookie. Ward leads at second, 1 out, 2-1 Guardians. 3-2 to Betts. He takes a high pitch, but it's called strike 3. He has to sit.
Well, it could be the umpire again, setting up outside that ball, tailed back.
little accentuation with the catch on the hands, on the part of the left hand of Austin Hedges. And now 2 outs for Ohtani. He has driven in the lone Dodger run tonight. Strike 1 to Ohtani. And I guess with the news this week that Ohtani released on his personal life, he would have been a good candidate to play for the old Brooklyn Bridegrooms, huh? A team that was the Dodgers. One of their old names. Brooklyn Robins as well, before they became the Trolley Dodgers. Pitch up high, and it's 1-1 now to Shohei Ohtani. Beatty's 1-1. Will wait. Pickoff attempt, and back is Ryan Ward, and plenty of time.
Ohtani very precise every at bat, whether it be in a game or even in batting practice. Starts with the bat on his shoulder, then they go into high position, holding the hands just about the same height as his left ear. But they will drop down to the top of the strike zone.
1-1 is low.
The amount of power that he generates is really off of the charts. But until you get close to Shohei Ohtani, you don't realize what a mountain of a man he is physically.
Two-1. Now it's 2-2.
It's going to be interesting. Again, the numbers. I saw that a lot of clubs pitched him inside, not wanting him to be able to exert the power, the strength, and extend his arms on swings.
He's hitting the third inning.
And they're coming inside here.
Yeah, came on a 2-strike pitch, and he fights this one off foul.
Well, that's the reason. You try and tie him up. Now the question is, can you get Ohtani looking for the ball in and then go back out away? But the ball in at times was problematic.
And even that inside pitch, you could see it had some arm side run on it, kind of cut back toward that inside corner. Sends it outside for ball 3.
And you can see that target down, which kind of emphasizes possibly a breaking ball. So they go away, they try and come inside.
Ball 4. They walk Ohtani. Runners at first and second. See if Ohtani wants to run the bases or not. Meantime, Dodgers will have some time to figure it out. I think they've already figured it out, and there's a pitching change coming. Now, Travis Swaggerty is going to come out and run for Shohei Ohtani as Stephen Vogt comes and gets the ball from Tyler Beatty. So Ohtani's night comes to a conclusion. Dodgers threatening with 2 down. They trail 2-1. Ross Carver will now take over for the Cleveland Guardians. 24-year-old out of Benton, Arkansas. Ryan Ward, the runner at second base. Travis Swaggerty is at first. Pitch swung on, and they got Swaggerty hung up. They threw behind him. And Swaggerty staying in a rundown. Meantime, Ward coming to the plate, and he's out. Looked like Hedges was going to give up on the plate for a bit. He started to drift off toward the on-deck circle, then he came back. Well, the rundown doesn't result in a run. Still 2-1 after 5. To Bill Chrismat walking with Mookie Betts. Miguel Vargas right behind him. They're heading back up to the clubhouse. So is Shohei Ohtani. And Shohei will be asked some questions probably following the game here tonight. See. Meantime, Blake Trinan, whose slider looks to be right back where it used to be so far this spring, is out there on the hill facing Josh Naylor. Trinan coming back from missing last year due to injury. No balls and 2 strikes. The first time we saw him pitch, Mo, his slider was extremely nasty. And it had always been through his career. The injuries have slowed him down, but hoping to get back on track and be a big contributor to the Dodger bullpen.
Tell you what, if he can stay healthy the way he was throwing, even in his first outing, I mean, it was off the charts devastating.
One-two pitch. High and away, 2-2. He played in a combined 3 games last year. He had 1 start. And the reason he had a start was so that guaranteed to pitch the first inning. But he pitched here in the Arizona Complex League and also in AAA with Oklahoma City. This ball is hammered deep to right field. Back toward the wall is Hayward, and it stayed in the ballpark. And Naylor saying, what do I got to do? And Hayward hung with it, and he's explaining that ball had some movement on it.
Yeah, this is the slider, not a great one as far as the location. Really down and into a left-handed batter. That can be dangerous to begin with.
Ball changed directions on him. Laureano first ball swinging. And Austin Gauthier, the new second baseman, picks it out of the night sky for out number 2. Gauthier is in. With a couple of other changes. Ryan Ward stayed in the game. He's now in left field. And Jake Geloff, his second time playing in the A game. He is over at third. Andres Jimenez, the batter for the Guardians. He's 0 for 2. Flying to center and struck out.
Interesting note on Trinan. When he was healthy, you go back to 2021, talking about the slider and how devastating. How about the fact that 0.74 batting average against the slider? Just 7 hits in 95 opportunities to get a hit on the slider.
Practically unhittable. Routine fly to center. Drew Avens puts it away, and that is an 8-pitch inning for Blake Trinan as he remains on track here at spring training. Be at Dodger Stadium Monday, April 1st for Fernando Valenzuela Jersey Night, sponsored by Bank of America. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions. So happy you're with us with Rick Monday. I'm Tim Everett, and Kirsten Watson with us as well. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Jaime Barria, the longtime Angel, is a non-roster invite from the Guardians, and on to work here as he faces Drew Avens, who fouls it back. Last season, a .254 hitter, 11 home runs in Oklahoma City. I was impressed with the catch that he made when he came into the game. The jump that he had on a ball hit toward right center. He was positioned in left center.
Yeah, he's shown that he can really read the ball off the bat exceptionally well.
What's the key to getting a good jump?
Well, you have to see the ball first in anticipation. And at center field, you have the luxury also of seeing where the ball is. In other words, is it in? Is it away from the hitter? You're up the middle, second base, shortstop, center fielder. You have that luxury of kind of anticipating, and you can kind of see also where it comes off the bat. Is it off the end? Is it off the hands? And if it's barreled up, get ready to do some track work.
A couple of changes for the Guardians defensively. Brian Lavastida is the new catcher. Hedges is done for the night. Center field, Chase DeLauder. And Erizzian De Los Santos is the new first baseman. 2-2. That one missed. Last year, Barria, 34 appearances, won 82 1/3 innings for the Angels. They've been a regular Barria. out of Panama. Havens hits the ball high to right field, and Brennan underneath it. He will make the catch for the out.
For Berea, one of the things that got him into trouble last year, oddly enough, was the fastball. Somebody has to have the highest batting average against on certain pitches. Well, Berea won the crown. Highest average against in the American League on the fastballs, and an incredibly high 367.
That was Alexfrey Fanez making the catch. Not Brennan done for the night. So even more changes for Cleveland. Here's Hunter Fiducia. Nobody on, one out. Dodger catcher out of LSU. He will take a strike. 0-2. Fiducia and Chris Oakey are the two catchers we have seen behind Will Smith and Austin Barnes. Seen a lot of Fiducia in the last couple of years. Well, last spring had a really good spring with the bat. Hope we could take that out here this spring too. Berea deals outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's Berea's 2-2 offer. And that's up high. Fastball, curveball, changeup for Berea. And his payoff pitch. Fouled back to the screen.
Yeah, another problem that he had last year too, Tim, was the fact that he did not throw a high percentage of strikes. So you get yourself in a jam, and then you try and come back in with that heater, the fastball, trying to throw a strike if you're really behind the count. That's one of the reasons he got whacked with it.
That's up high, ball 4. So Fiducia draws the walk. And Jason Hayward will get another trip to the plate. For 2 tonight. In terms of the power game last year, Jason Hayward had 15 home runs. And why was that significant? To give you an idea of how much he came back from some bad years. That total of 15 home runs last year was the number that he had for the previous 3 seasons combined. And the pitch down and in.
A big month of August where he hit 327.
He's looking for some more magic this year. Fiducia off of first base, and Jaime Berea goes into the stretch. Step off and look Fiducia back to the bag. Los Santos holding him on. And the 2-0. There's a strike. Says Alan Porter.
With Hayward up there, infield playing. They're pulling for pretty good reason. Jason Hayward last year pulled more than 80% of all the baseballs that he put into play.
2-2. He stands off the plate a little bit. Good arm extension, so he gets the plate coverage he needs. That's high. 3-2.
He's got a high percentage of fastballs, gives up a lot of base hits with fastballs. 3-2 as he try it again. He missed the fastball to walk the batter at first base.
And that is low, ball 4. So Berea has had a full count on every batter he's faced. He's walked the last 2. First and second. That pushes the tying run into scoring position. And Hayward will come out of the ball game. And coming in for him will be Brennan Davis. Davis going to run for Hayward. Here's Alex Freeland. He's a switch hitter. Batting from the left side last year in Great Lakes, had a decent year. And the dirt, ball one. Freeland can play third. He can play second. Getting a chance at shortstop tonight. Barria's 1-0. Up and in.
A lot of pitches, which means there's a lot to select from.
Brian Lavastida, the catcher, will go out and have a word with Barria here. I've been talking about this stage of the game. We get to see the people who are still coming up in the organization, the people that have been brought in for depth. And Dodgers front office, we talked about it last night too. They put a lot of work into continuing to create depth at the minor league levels to support the major league level. 2-1. And that's one of the things that all organizations try to do, because you never know what's going to happen over the course of 162 game season. Is somebody going to go down? Is somebody going to get traded? Do you get injured? There's a lot of factors that are unpredictable in a baseball season.
That's why minor league managers after every game send in a report on all the different players, who's hot, who's not, because if there is an injury, who are the go-to guys depending upon the position, what your needs are.
2-2, 2 on, 1 out. Fiducia, the tying run at second base. Swing and a miss as Freeland chased a high pitch. He goes down on strikes.
A little anxious, breaking ball up out of the strike zone.
Joe Vitrano got up to Rancho last year. Started here in Arizona in the Complex League with the Quakes.
The Dodgers so efficient last year with runners in scoring position, just 1 for 7 so far tonight.
Vitrano takes outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. The one thing about Vitrano, he's out of Boston College, first baseman, but he also has had experience on the mound. Check swing, and that almost got that boy over there. Ooh. That's why they wear helmets.
With the double ear flaps.
Yeah, he's there all the. He's not afraid. That's no big deal. Dodgers have very experienced clubhouse guys that are out there in uniform, handling the bats and equipment and stuff. Travel with the Dodgers. Not every team has that. That's a luxury the Dodgers have. They've got the same clubbies that travel. Those guys do an amazing job. 2-2. Strike 3 call to the outside corner. Vitrano is out. And the Dodgers will leave 2 out there. So Jaime Barria, in spite of the 2 walks, wriggles off the hook. Top of the 7th inning, 2-1. Cleveland with the lead. Dodgers trailing by a run. A few moments ago, Kirsten Watson and the rest of the media caught up with tonight's starting pitcher, Tyler Glasnow.
Well, Tyler, just after your last outing, you had shared with me that, you weren't too happy with the results. But today, incredible outing. Just kind of what were your takeaways with what was working for you and just kind of how your outing went today?
Yeah, I think she got into like more of a rhythm, kind of like competition mode. So I was able to separate what I was doing before and then just get on the mound and compete. But everything felt pretty timed up today. Considering
there's only 2 weeks left in spring training and kind of where your stuff was today, do you feel like you're in a really good spot and kind of with your build up and with the results that you're getting? Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm getting like more into the rhythm of things. And I think as games go on, I'll get more of that like, that like in-game feeling. But I feel like I'm in a good spot.
You said after the first one, not happy with the execution. How does this execution fit?
It's better, not perfect, but it was definitely a lot like more around the strike zone and getting ahead a little bit better. Yeah, better than the first one for sure. Just baby steps.
Any particular pitch that you still want to tinker? And get
I think
better?
Just like heater location. I think, but that comes over time. I think like as I get into a rhythm, a lot of it comes off. But just throwing everything at like the same plane, I think. It's a little bit inconsistent as far as like release point, but that's kind of what spring's for.
Are you trying to throw a cutter, or is that just a natural?
I've always just thrown like a cutter. It's always like this is like +2 to like -6. So I've always, it's like my four seam's always been. Yeah.
You often cite vertical and horizontal movement like that?
Kind of, yeah. Now since it's been like a thing, it's like it's like how I think now. So.
Is that the Rays point of it?
I don't probably like that's when I started doing it. I think it was just always like you look at the stuff after games and then it's kind of just like an easier way to like refer to what it does, I guess.
And where's the release point on that compared to the fastball? Is it
just I want them to be like the same, I guess, and that's like just trying to get them all bunched up. They're never going to be the same, but like as consistent as I can get them.
You always try to. I mean, the curve. It's a put away pitch in the dirt. How often do you try to drop it in for strikes?
More so. I'm trying to get that more like pop it up, but it's like such a strikeout pitch for me. So I don't want to like mess with the angle of it too much. Like I like that it doesn't pop up super high out of my hand. It looks like a heater the whole way, so as long as I can keep that, I'll be good.
Just a couple weeks away from Korea, probably I assume 2 more outings for you. How do you feel on the build-up curve?
Good. Yeah, just keep like getting in the routine of things, like 5-6 days in between, and just try to get into that like rhythm, like I said. But everything's feeling good so far.
Good news from Tyler Glasnow. Everything's feeling good so far. And this ball hit in the air by Planes, and out to get it is Freeland. Over the shoulder catch, nicely done.
Being able to track the ball. But Glasnow, a very thoughtful, I think, breakdown of what he does. And again, we go back to the first inning. The curveball was used a lot and very effectively. But the fact that he's a bright young man, and he is a wonderful addition to this Dodger ball club. And now that if he can stay healthy over the course of a season, my goodness.
He talked about a cutter, throwing the cutter. He said he's always thrown the cutter. He wants to have the same release point as his fastball. Matt Gage out there with 2 outs already. Lavastida, Brian Lavastida, the catcher, right-handed batter. For Matt Gage, 3rd spring training appearance. Two balls and 1 strike. Ball hit foul and toward the dugout. Will not be playable. Engaged last year, AAA with the Astros. 1-1. 34 appearances. So he had just some spot duty. Made 5 appearances in the big leagues in Houston. They'll get him on the left hand. Aristida checking out the outside of his left hand. Little finger.
And he's in pain. But you know, that's the third time we have seen a batter that's been hit. When if you raise your arms, you don't get hit, but when you start to go and you put your hands in harm's way, bad things happen. In early spring too, Tim, this is the time that the hitters are still trying to track the baseball, pick it up out of the hand. And I've used the term the first couple of days of the spring training games, where, okay, you're working on your swing, you're trying to train everything else. You're also trying to retrain your eyes to track the baseball as quickly as you can out of the pitcher, right at the release point.
David Fry, 2 outs and a man aboard. And when you're trying to find the release point, does it change from pitcher to pitcher, or do you pretty much try to find it in the same area?
It will change everybody. Everybody's built differently. Different size, height, different length of arms. I mean, you don't go into a store and say, hey, look, everybody wants a 35-inch sleeve. No, some have 32s, 33, 38. So you're going to have different release points. And then does the release point change on the fastball, the curveball, or the changeup? Does the velocity of the arm speed change on an off-speed pitch?
1-1. And a ground ball left side. That's grabbed by Geloff. He throws on to second where Gauthier is. And that's the force out that retires the side. Stretch time in Glendale, middle of the 7th, 2-1 Cleveland. Well, back to day games tomorrow as the Cubs come here to Camelback Ranch. On Sunday, the Rockies will be here, so 3 straight home games for the Dodgers. Monday is a day off, and then Tuesday the Angels are back here. Cade Smith now takes over, and Smith will pitch to Gauthier, who's hitting in the 8th spot for the Dodgers. Ryan Ward up next. Ball 1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Smith out of Abbotsford, British Columbia. He has been a well-traveled pitcher. Again from British Columbia, but pitched collegiately in Hawaii. University of Hawaii. New shortstop for the Guardians here is Angel Martinez. 2-ball, 2-strike count to Gauthier. Smith, 24 years old. He's got that pitcher's build, 6'5". And it's fouled back, still 2-2. So we were talking about release points earlier, and obviously they are different. Low 3/4, high release, overhand, sidearm. You're going to pick it up differently. But is there a point as a hitter, Mo, that just before they go into the wind, what are you concentrating on? Are you looking at where the ball might be, or
you're following the ball and you're trying to pick up? One thing you're not doing, you're not looking at. You can't follow the ball in the windup. You're not looking at the face of the pitcher either. It is amazing how you can zone in.
3-2 fouled off again.
You know, that release point, then you face guys in your career. Louis Tiant. He had about 40 different release points.
He would put his back to Gauthier, clubs this one to center field. And that is caught for the out. Chased a Lauder out there to make the play. Well, I think in the late 1970s, mid to late 1970s, every kid was trying to emulate the windup of Louis Tiant.
Well, here's a question. Left-handed pitchers from time to time drop down from the sidearm, Laredo, if you will, to left-handed batters. When's the last time you saw a right-handed pitcher do that to a right-handed hitter?
I got to think.
Raleigh Fingers in his Hall of Fame career and as a reliever. Remember, he was a starter to begin with. And you talk about being totally miffed when they took him out of starting rotation and said, hey, you're going to go to the bullpen. You're going to be our closer. You want to be a starter. And I remember from time to time, Raleigh Fingers did drop down. But he had dropped down to a left-handed batter as a right-handed pitcher. Bill Posdale was the manager was the pitching coach of the then Oakland A's. He said, Raleigh, what are you doing? He goes, well, just tried something different. And it worked.
Ryan Ward out on strikes. 2 down.
The pitch took something off, tailing away.
Jake Geloff was at the University of Virginia last year. NCAA tournament. And after the draft went right to Rancho, or rookie league down here, and then to Rancho. His brother is a second baseman for the Oakland Athletics, Zach Geloff. 2 balls and no strikes.
Geloff in that stance. The barrel of the bat is really kind of up over the helmet. Not as much. It's a little bit. Gary Sheffield comes to mind. Although Sheff would waggle the bat even more so. At times looked like he was trying to point the barrel of the bat over top of his head back towards the mound. But when you keep the bat that far back and over your head, stop and think, how far does the barrel of the bat have to travel in order to get the barrel of the bat to the hitting zone? So the length, the arc is going to be considerably longer.
He swings and strikes out. So the Dodgers done in order in the bottom of the 7th, out of the 8th inning. Cleveland with a 2-1 lead. Not a lot of offense tonight for the Dodgers, but some good pitching from Tyler Glasnow in his second spring outing. He punched out 5 over 3 innings. Shohei Ohtani with the lone RBI. A base hit there, and that scored Chris Owings. That happened back in the 3rd inning. J.P. Feyereisen is on. First time this spring. He's pitched for the Dodgers, and that ball is ripped by Petey Halpin down into the right field corner. Halpin around first, on his way to second. He's not stopping. Here's the relay. It's going to be too late. It is a leadoff triple for Petey Halpin. Boy, did he sting that baseball.
You're in the right place also, and he can run. Well, you go down in the corner. That's a long run to be able to get the baseball. The low throw, and that's why you use the double cutoff. Low throw, the first man can't get it, the second man gets it, but it's too late. Talk about an awkward slide at third. Fortunately, he's okay.
Would have been a stand-up triple. So the infield comes in. Feyereisen pitched in 2022 with Tampa Bay, last year with the Dodgers, but injured and had shoulder surgery on his right shoulder. Did not pitch last year. And he delivers a strike to Juan Brito. Feyereisen has been with the Brewers as well. Down the left field side. This is a long run. And over there to get it is Ryan Ward. He makes the catch. And the runner tags from third and scores. It's 3-1 Cleveland.
What a nice catch going over and tangling with that protected netting. Is down there tracking the ball very well. You know you're about to run out of room. Really no chance at all to even think about making the throw home.
Davison De Los Santos, first baseman, facing Feyereisen. And a little comebacker. Long underhand toss to first for the out. 2 gone. Feyereisen originally drafted by Cleveland 2014. Center fielder Chase DeLauder, the batter. Out of Wisconsin, Stevens Point. And DeLauder hits it toward the gap and deep. Ward's not going to get it. Havens will pick it up. And a 2-out double for Chase DeLauder. A triple and a double this inning. They had only had hits in 1 inning tonight. In the first 7, they had 2 hits, and they came in the 5th. And now 2 hits in the 8th. Jose Tena go after the first pitch and knock a foul out of play. Tena last year, AA, AAA, 274 combined. And swinging a foul tip. This is the 5th batter of the inning. And Feyereisen's thrown just 8 pitches so far. So these young hitters for Cleveland pretty aggressive against the Dodger reliever. Still 0-2 on Tena.
Well, Feyereisen was healthy. If you go back to 22, he had 22 appearances before the injury. And he was also leaving a spot that not only were the hitters in that period of time hitting below 100, he had not allowed an earned run in that span.
Ground ball through the whole left side. That's a base hit. Here comes DeLauder around third to score. 4-1 Cleveland. 2-out RBI base hit. Jose Tena.
Hitters are having some fun right now making contact.
Angel Martinez.
Well, it's another night of strikeouts, not like last night. We're combined 25. Cleveland struck out 8 times tonight. The Dodgers, unfortunately, 9 times.
So Martinez with a 1-0 count, throw to first. Tang is back in time. And a 1-0. Smack to right. Long run out there for Brennan Davis. And that's going to be a double.
So lead runner will have to hold at third base. Whereas even he's gotten ahead, has been left some pitches. That's too good of a pitch with 2 strikes.
Angel Martinez goes to second for that big bounce over the wall. Fireheisen trying to find the last out in the top of the 8th. On a strike to relax free Planez. Planez out in right field for the Guardians. They'll take another strike. Fireheisen kick steals in the dirt. Probably it had to be a frustrating time last year for him because of the surgery kept him out. And he had the surgery in December. It was described as a general cleanup of the rotator cuff and labrum. He gets the strikeout here, but some damage done as the Guardians add on. It's 4-1. Four runs on 6 hits for Cleveland, 1 run, 5 hits for the Dodgers. He's getting ready to pack it up here. Right field berm. Here is right-hander Tyler Zuber. Pitching in the bottom of the 8th inning. Travis Swaggerty will have his first plate appearance. He pinch ran for Ohtani in the 5th inning. Way outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Swaggerty probably familiar with some of the Cleveland farmhands that he faced in the minor leagues. He was in the International League last year with Indianapolis. Swaggerty's been in the outfield, but now just serving as the DH the rest of the night, and takes strike 3. Swaggerty is out, and there's 1 gone in the bottom of the 8th. Well, for the manager and for the staff and for the baseball operations people, you know, these parts of the games are very important in terms of evaluating the players who are in them. Continuing to make impressions in game activity to see if there's improvement from year to year. Center fielder Drew Avens takes high.
So combined last night, I mentioned 25 strikeouts. There have been 19 tonight. The Dodgers with 10. They struck out 14 times last night. That's too many times right now.
Well, when you come in, the pitchers are ahead of the hitters. When do the hitters catch up?
It's just about now. So it's getting close. You know, next week is going to take on a little bit different atmosphere.
This one is pulled fair down the first base side. Bouncing off the side while Avens had to hold up. It took a really lucky bounce, and Planez was there to play it. Watch this hop it took off the side wall right there, so Avens didn't want to take a chance. He'll take the hard hit single.
Yeah, smart decision also. The other part too with Avens, it would be best advised not to put your foot on the middle, on the top of the bag. Hit the inside corner and push off of it.
Hunter Fiducia walked his first time up tonight. Ball 1.
Was it last year that there was some talk about, hey, or was it year before? Year before. About the bases. There were a few complaints, in particular if it was raining at all. The tops of the bases were rather slippery. But you don't want to hit the top of the base. You want to hit the inside corner.
Throw to first, and Avens back. And even though the bases were increased in size last year, we hardly noticed it, you know, from just looking at it. You still don't notice it when you look at it, but they are, you know, bigger than they used to be. It came into play. The stolen base was affected, or at least the attempts were affected, and the numbers of actual successful stolen bases. You know, Major League Baseball does a lot of fan surveys, and they said that they feel that the results of fan data is that fans believe that the most exciting play is the stolen base, so they wanted to see more of them. Two one. Now it's 3-1. 3-1 pitch to Fiducia. Well, struck to left. That's deep. That's headed back to the wall. It's caught in front of the wall. And back to first goes Avens, and there are 2 men out. Fiducia hit it a long way. Brendan Davis now batting. It's also 178 hitter was Davis. been in a couple of games so far this spring. That one goes to the backstop, down to second base. Avens. Runner in scoring position, 2 men out on the wild pitch. Davis getting a good opportunity. Went in for Hayward and Wright. Davis takes a strike there. 2 balls and 1 strike. Tomorrow, Ryan Yarbrough will get the start for the Dodgers against the Cubs, and Shota Imanaga will pitch. So Shota Imanaga, the lefty, that's his spring debut for Chicago. It's actually a split squad day tomorrow. The other squad going over to Maryville. Davis cracks one into left field. Avens rumbling around third. He'll score, and Brendan Davis with an RBI base hit makes it 4-2.
8th inning, and that 8th inning has been most productive of all the innings in ball games so far. Lord Davis just stayed back on that breaking ball, hit that thing hard.
Nice stroke for Davis there. So the time runs at the plate. This is Alex Freeland, switch hitting shortstop. Silver's pitch is low ball 1. So in the split squad game tomorrow, the Dodgers over in Maryville to take on the Brewers. Kyle Hurt will get the start, and Jansen Junk will pitch for Milwaukee. Battle of right-handers. No broadcast of that one tomorrow, but we'll keep you updated here. Base hit on the ground for Freeland. Davis has to hold at second, and now the tying runs aboard. 3 hits in the inning for the Dodgers.
It's going the other way. And again, the 8th inning, for whatever reason, that has been the inning that the Dodgers, and of course, it's the young players that have been in the latter stages of games at this particular point. Well, they come to home plate, they commence to hacking.
Joe Vitrano, he struck out first time up. Out of Boston College. Here's where Dodger pitcher Emmett Sheehan went. Get some news on Emmett soon. And a pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
Nice stop. Talk about the 8th inning. The Dodgers now scored 18 runs combined in 8th innings of spring. How does that stack up in baseball? Well, it's the most in that inning in either the Cactus League or the Grapefruit League. So the youngsters have been busy.
See if they can come back here tonight. That's low to Vitrano. Well, those runs are double the next closest team. That would be Tampa Bay with 9. Vitrano watches it, and the bases are full of Dodgers. Davis down to third, Freeland over to second, Vitrano at first. And a chance for Austin Gauthier. Carl Willis, the pitching coach for Cleveland, will head out and pay his right-hander a visit. Carl, a very experienced pitching coach. He was with Terry Francona in Cleveland. He was on Terry's staff. Stephen Vogt He became manager, keeping Carl. And time for Austin Gauthier to get something done here, right? Showing good glove, decent bat already this spring. He's having a good time in the Cactus League so far. 0 for 1 tonight, however. Gauthier flying to center field back in the 7th inning. So the tying runs in scoring position. 4-2 Cleveland, 2 down, bases full. Ball 1.
Spot, do not expand the strike zone.
Hearing some familiar sounds from Dodger Stadium in the background in this rally inning. That's Dieter Rule, who is here tonight and tomorrow, the Dodger Stadium organist. A strike call. Two and one to Gauthier. And a pitch in the air, deep to right. This one's headed back toward the wall. It is gone! A grand slam for Gauthier! How do you like that? And the Dodgers are in front.
And the kids absolutely love the 8th inning. They continue to pile up runs. The 2-1 pitch out over the plate and out over the fence.
Austin Gauthier will not forget this night. Grand slam Gauthier and a pitching change now for Cleveland. The Dodgers now lead it 6-4.
Yeah! It's Carl's Jr.'s.
Back here with our hero. That swing was incredible. What'd you see there?
It was a fastball. Spot I was looking at. Luckily got a hold of it. So.
But I mean, a grand slam, not just a hold of it. That was impressive.
No, it was. I mean, just trying to put the ball in play, try to get something going for the boys.
All right. Well, Dave and I have already agreed that you are the hero of the game tonight, Austin. So thank you so much, and hopefully y'all can take this one. So hey, nice interview.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, back to you.
Hey, now that's the night, right? You get interviewed on live TV, hit a grand slam, you turn the score around. That's a big night for Austin.
Life is good.
Yeah. Ryan Ward, the batter. And he's got a 1-2 count. He's all smiles. See, that's another thing too. In spring training, you can work on the interviews. That's part of the repertoire, right?
He's giving it the old, oh shucks.
So Ward strikes out, but the Dodgers end up striking for a 5 spot in the bottom of the 8th inning as Austin Gauthier hits it out. A grand slam for Gauthier. Well, the man of the hour right now, Austin Gauthier. Dodgers now trying to hold the 2-run lead as we go to the top of the 9th inning. And it's Michael Peterson, came over from the Rockies organization, making his second Cactus League appearance. 2/3 of an inning Tuesday against the White Sox here at Camelback Ranch. And Lavastida, the catcher for the Cleveland Guardians, takes ball 1. With some late lightning here tonight. You never know who's going to bring the lumber late in the ball game. Line shot right to left. Ryan Ward, chest high catch. 1 down, 2 to get.
How about now? 21 runs the Dodgers have scored in the 8th inning of games.
That's really good when you're at home too.
Especially when you take the lead.
Right. That's what everybody wants.
Thinking right along with me. 8.5 innings.
David Fry has been in there the whole night. Fry had a 2-run single with the infield drawn in the 5th inning. And this one is just clobbered foul down the left field side. That goes as a loud strike. Well, our first test of a day game after a night game comes tomorrow. It's all part of spring training.
Bring it on
for everybody. Oh, it's good.
Well, with the 6 o'clock start here, 5 o'clock on the West Coast. It's not like it's a late night.
No, it's good. Plus the games.
Not extra innings.
No, the game times have been very, very good here too. It used to be before the pitch clock when on a Saturday night somewhere on the road you might have a late game. Could go 13, 14, 15 innings, and then you got the Sunday day game. That's when you get tested a little bit.
There have been times of late games with no curfews in different cities where players, coaches, managers, trainers might even just stay at the ballpark and sleep in the locker room or the training room.
Peterson's 3-2. Oh, broken bat flare. going to drop for a hit. Yeah, but all that stuff's never a burden. It's just, you know, you get to be at the ballpark. Just get there earlier.
Well, good time for a ground ball double play.
You calling it right here?
No, I'm not calling it. I'm wishing it.
Well, Petey Halpin, his last time up, he had a triple. He's got great wheels. He's a tough guy to double up.
I'm wishing it, and I'll be honest, so are you.
Well, I guess so. You always want a double play to end the game. Spring training. That's down the left field line, slicing, and that'll be a foul ball. These guys want to keep the game going as long as they can, though. This is what they do. Oh, Peterson's pitch. Right by him. Peterson from Riverside City College, Riverside, and of course Mountain View, California, St. Francis High School. 6'7" right-hander. By him again, went inside in the kitchen and struck him out, and now the Guardians down to their final out.
That's just ideal location. You get ahead of a hitter and you work him up and in like that.
Well, Peterson with one out to get. Save situation for him. Pitcher record is Fire Eisen. Runner's going to go. And Juan Brito will take ball one. Up in the air, foul and way out of play. Strike one. And good timing on this game. You can still go catch the late dinner at your favorite restaurant that you eat at every day.
Sure.
1-1 fouled off, and now Cleveland down to their last strike.
Well, you and I were there today, and I was there for lunch again today. So I might as well make it 2 trips there.
Sure.
One day.
They're giving you a frequent flyer card there now.
Yep.
So a 1-2 pitch now from Peterson to Juan Brito. 2-2. Dodgers looking to finish off the Guardians and complete the comeback tonight. Two and two. The pitch on the way. That fills it up. So Brito looking out at Peterson. Peterson trying to end the ball game here. Shakes off a sign. Fiducia sets the target. And he missed. And so Brito walks, and that puts the tying run on base. Davison De Los Santos, first baseman, will now hit. If there's a silver lining with the walk, it creates a forced play in the infield.
Sets up a double play possibility and a ground ball.
Well, we'll get 2 outs, so.
Yeah. You might as well get 4.
May as well get 4.
That way you can get a lead tomorrow.
Yeah, you put one in the bank for tomorrow.
Yep.
Again down to the last strike.
Boy, that was an all or nothing. That was a swing right there where you say, look, I'm going to hit it to the bridge and beyond.
Again, Peterson a chance to finish it off. The former Colorado Rockies farmhand. Fans on their feet around Camelback Ranch. The 0-2 pitch to De Los Santos. A comebacker over the mound. Gauthier to first, and the game continues. Vetrano couldn't make the catch. And now the tying run is in scoring position. And the go-ahead runs at first.
Gauthier had to come in, go a long way to get the baseball, and on the run still made the throw, but the throw just downstairs. Had a little bit more time to make the throw than I think he believed, not really knowing the hitters and how quickly they can run.
Gauthier charged with a throwing error. Mark Pryor is out to finish the conversation he just started with Peterson. So a couple of opportunities for the Dodgers. And they have the Guardians down to their last strike. And the Guardians just haven't gone away quite yet. Chase DeLauder, the center fielder, who had a double and scored a run in the 8th inning, is up. He's one of the final hopes for the Guardians.
He went the opposite way with that double and sent it deep.
Well, Peterson delivering. Strike one.
No, he went the opposite way with that double. The Dodgers in the infield playing really to pull. I mean, well off the line at third. Everybody else playing to pull as well.
That's down the left side, foul. And for the third straight hitter, the Guardians down to their last strike. So nothing like a little drama at the end of a night game here in Arizona. Bases are loaded, 2 down. Dodgers up a pair of runs. Peterson trying to finish it off right here. Did not get him to swing at the high fastball. Peterson already shaking. Now agrees. And the 1-2 pitch to DeLauder. We'll get another. Stretch and Peterson's 1-2. There's your ball game. Got him to chase the elevated fastball. Michael Peterson picks up a save. Fireheisen gets the win. And the Dodgers pick up their 6th win of the Cactus League season to go to 6-2-1. The big hit, the grand slam by Austin Gauthier here tonight. Final score in this one. The Dodgers 6 and the Cleveland Guardians 4. Make sure to join us tomorrow on Sportsnet LA when the Dodgers face the Chicago Cubs at 1 o'clock. Now stay tuned. Access Sportsnet Dodgers coming your way next. For Rick Monday and Kirsten Watson and our entire crew here in Arizona, I'm Tim Neverett. Have a good night. Dodgers beat Cleveland 6-4.